What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's Marlon. We are here with our first installment of the locker room. Coming to you, MKW Ministry. We coming to you, doing you something a little different with the fellas, where we can talk, we can chill, we can just have a good time, we can laugh. So we're gonna get right into it and just kind of want to let you know what made me think of this to do this. I have a group of friends where we're always talking about key things, whether it's sports, whether it's entertainment, whether it's TV shows, whether it's music, whether it's life, whether it's fatherhood, whatever it may be. And I said, you know what? It'd be good to just share the world kind of with what we're saying. So here we are in the first installment, but what's better else to do than talk about sports and not talking about, NBA as a whole, but we're going to just talk about what probably the biggest thing right now in basketball is in different generations on who is the best, Mike or LeBron, right? So before we even get into that, I want to introduce you to my boys, to my fellas. Some I've known for many, many years in high school. Some I've met shortly there after high school. All of us could not be on today. Well, we're going to try to get this other one on. We're going to keep on trying to get him on, but if we can't get him on, we're going to keep it rolling. And if you watching, comment, let us know who you are so we can give you a shout out and say what's up to you. And then also too, if you got some comments, we want to respond to you. We want to shake our head to what you got to say. We want to say that's crazy that you think that, whatever it may be, but respond to it and let us know what you're thinking about what we saying. But first up to bat is my man, Dadrian Hall. Come on, clap your hands for Dadrian Hall in the building. What's going on, D? How you doing, man?
What's going on, everybody? Good. The real name is D # my opinion Hall. That's no doubt. Quite frankly, that's what it is, # my opinion.
Absolutely. It's all going to be our opinions. Absolutely. That go along, but not a long way. That thing just started about like 2 months ago. That was put in our text chat, and he just kept riding with it.
# my opinion.
And everybody that know Dadrian, we know Dadrian. But next up the bat, once again, another young man who I have the pleasure of knowing him closely since high school, but even before that, we knew each other a little bit. My man JJ, come on, clap your hand for my man JJ. What's going on, JJ?
What's good with y'all? What's good? I'm here. I don't have a fancy hashtag or anything, but you get all the good info from me, so it's all good.
Absolutely. We appreciate you for being a part of it. We appreciate it. And keep it moving. This is our last guest. So as of right now, if they pop in, we're gonna still bring them in. If they pop in, if not, we're gonna go with who we are. With who we have. Amen. Again, many of you know him. Amen. You see him. You see him on social media. You see him all around. Amen. This is another friend who I knew from high school, and we became really close in these past couple years. Amen. Few years ago. Amen. Come on, clap your hands for my man Noble. What's going on, Noble?
What's going on, man? Clap your hands. I can't hear the claps. Where they at?
It's out there somewhere. They out there somewhere. I see.
Good to be here.
Appreciate you for coming, man. Appreciate you for coming. Yes, sir. All right, we got one more person coming into the room. Amen. This person I knew all my life. We're gonna see if this works. Let's make sure that this works. Amen. And clap your hands for my big brother. Come on, J Dub. What's going on, J Dub?
I would clap for that. Already.
So what we gonna do?
Yo, froze.
Yo, you there?
Already comical.
The pain put in the comments 5 heartbeats, so you know how that's got to go down. So, Jal, let me know what you want to do. So we're gonna pull you out. Right, I think we all want you to be a part of this this broadcast. So if you don't mind, man, going through your phone. I know what's going on, Deacon Pete. I want you to be on this broadcast. Deacon Pete's on. I don't know if you guys can see the comments though, but so Deacon Pete's on here. All right, cool. So Ja, if you don't mind, man, for us, just for this first one. We're gonna make sure that computer is working next one. But for that first one, if you don't mind, go on your cell phone for us. If you don't mind. All right, we're gonna pull you off. We're gonna pull you off.
We assuming he agreed.
Yeah. I'm hoping he agreed. Hoping he'll be back. He'll be back. All right. So again, as I said, as the flyer said on Facebook and on YouTube, Hopefully, my nephews are on here listening. The younger kids, we want to get their opinion as well about this topic right here. And this topic is simple. It's a simple topic, real quick. Who you got? Who you got? You got LeBron or you got Mike? You got Mike or you got LeBron? And after we talk about this, we debated. There may not be no debates within a month with the four of us, or some more people may have comments. However you look at it, but we want to also give you a bonus, and that bonus is going to be our top 5 players of all time in order, 5 to 1, 5 to 1. All right. So since I'm the host, I'm just going to start it off. I'm just going to start off who I think is the best. I think you guys know who I'm going to go with, but I'm not only who I'm going to go with, but I want to tell you why I'm going to go with. Why I'm going to go with them, what my argument is. Amen. Hopefully we got some people. I know Deacon Payne. I know you know sports real good. I know Deacon Pete, you know sports real good. But Deacon Payne, I know where your opinion is. So so here's what your opinion has been going on. But of course, who I choose number 23. You may say that's both of them. I choose the original 23, and that's Michael Jordan. That's Michael Jordan. I choose Michael Jordan. And trust me, listen, and I don't just choose him. I don't even think him and LeBron's in the same category. I don't even think him and LeBron are in the same category. I don't think that they are neck to neck. I don't think that LeBron can touch Mike in any capacity. I'm not saying any category, but any capacity. I don't think he can. So one of my reasons, I know we're going to be here for some time, but one of my reasons why I choose Mike for my main reason, my first reason is because anybody that, and I know it's a team sport, but anybody that played with Mike in his time, whether it be Ewing, whether it be Barkley, whether it be Malone, Stockton, none of those have rings. And if you ask them, most of them, why they don't have rings, they're going to tell you MJ. They're going to say, we don't have rings because MJ beat us. Now look at LeBron contemporaries. All LeBron contemporaries, they got rings. Now, do they have to go to LeBron all the time? They didn't. But at the same token, he couldn't stop them from getting rings. So Michael Jordan stopped Malone from getting the ring, Stockton from getting rings twice. He stopped Ewing from getting rings many times in the Eastern Conference Finals. Charles Smith with his head pumps. Remember them that daydream? Charles Smith with his head pumps. So he stopped that. He stopped Reggie Miller. He stopped Barkley in the finals. So at the end of the day, that's my first reason. I'm going with MJ because MJ, he shut all his contemporaries down. That's what I'm going with. Again, I got more reason. And if anybody want to argue mine when it's your turn to talk about what I got to say, let me know. Anybody want to come on the chat, let me know. So up next, D, hashtag my opinion hall. Who you going with? Who you going with?
Let's make that clear. Hashtag my opinion. Now, I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to be a realist because I feel like I'm the realest one in the group. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm going to say that the greatest between the two is Michael Jordan. But I got a huge but on it.
Okay.
It's not that far of a comparison like you put it, in my opinion. I'm looking at it as a whole. That's what I'm looking at it. Because if you're talking about stats and everything, I mean, LeBron probably got Jordan in most stats. That's just the bottom line. He does. But I'm also looking, especially after looking at The Last Dance, I'm looking at off the court as well.
Oh, we're dealing with that today. Okay.
So when you're looking at the overall, come on, man. Jordan was not, and it showed on The Last Dance. I don't need proof or evidence. It showed on The Last Dance that he wasn't really sticking up for his community and politically at all like LeBron does. LeBron is in everybody's face almost 24/7. And those are facts. Those are facts right there.
Okay.
So, I can come up and hit y'all with the stats, who's got more points. We already know that. Who's got more assists, who's got more rebounds. But when you're talking about a person that literally changed the game, I mean, literally, and everybody emulated him, I mean, I would have to say Jordan. It hurts me to say Jordan. I mean, Knicks. So it would hurt me to say Jordan, but I would have to say Jordan. So that's my hashtag opinion right now.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. All right, so we're gonna throw in a couple. Before I bring in JJ, look at what Deacon Payne said. Deacon Payne said they definitely in the same category. I don't agree, but he says Michael definitely could not carry a team like LeBron. He said Michael could not carry a team like LeBron. Again, I ain't gonna give my opinion because we got two people coming up. I want to give my opinion. I think J Dub is back too. Deacon Payne also says I agree. He's saying teach, Adrian, teach us. And again, and Deacon Pete says what I wanted to say, off the court don't count. Off the court don't count. All right. We also had Deacon Payne saying, can't argue, 6 for 6. I'm sure I was going to say that later. But let's, as we go to JJ, we're going to bring in J Dub. J Dub, you with us, J Dub? You're on mute. You're on mute first. I think you're good. Just unmute yourself. You good now?
Can y'all hear me?
We good.
You good.
All right, so what we
Nah, man.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. All right, so what we're gonna do, John? We still got JJ up, we still got Nova, and we're gonna come back to you. So let me know if you're good to go, if you still want to try another way, but we're gonna see where you at. So JJ, where you at with this?
All right, so where do I begin with this? So first off, I want to say this, LeBron, because I feel like sometimes if you say you like Jordan better, then it seems like you're hating on LeBron. I love LeBron. LeBron's game is amazing. I think he is the best of this current generation. But Marlon, to your point, that was actually my argument that I had, because that's the argument that I put up against people who like to go back and forth between Jordan and LeBron. I like to say, and I'll just expound upon what you said. Back in the day, as I was growing up, I forgot what year it was. I think it was the All-Star game when they were maybe in San Antonio when they did the 50 greatest players.
Yeah.
Barkley, Dominique Wilkins, Patrick Ewing, Stockton and Malone, like you said, all those players, Reggie Miller, he stopped from getting a ring. That's the sole reason why they didn't get a ring, was because Michael Jordan was there and he stopped people. Clyde Drexler and Olajuwon got rings after he retired at one point in time. So yeah, they got rings, but it was because he wasn't playing. So I say Patrick Ewing. I'll say the entire Knicks organization as a whole as well. Jordan, and to let me just interject real quick because I'm trying to go all over the place after what was just said. I am trying to keep this to the basketball court. I mean, you could say, how good of a person they were off the court, but we don't really know them. It's all about the image. So we don't really know them. So I don't want to speak on that. I could really speak on what we see on the basketball court. And you talk about the numbers. The numbers, that's skewed. I feel like the numbers are skewed because, Jordan retired ultimately 3 times. You remember that, right? He retired in 93, he retired in 98, and then ultimately at the end after the Wizards. So, and yes, that's not LeBron's fault. But let's say if Jordan played the entire time, those numbers, like you can't compare somebody's 14-year career to somebody who's like in their 17th year. It's just not the same. So it's not their fault, but it's not the same to say he's got more numbers. Well, he should have more numbers. He came in as a high schooler. You know what I mean? So to me, that's just like, that's comparing apples to oranges. He came in as a high schooler where Jordan went to college. So you can't even compare that. To me, that's an argument that I think people like to nitpick on just to try to get something on LeBron's side. So I don't want to take up too much time, but I'll just say that I agree with you, Marlon, because that's usually my argument for the Michael Jordan and LeBron James comparison. And not for nothing, and I'm gonna just end it with this because we got plenty to talk about. I'm gonna end it with this. Who's to say LeBron surpassed Kobe? But I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. So
that's it. That's what I gotta say. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. Deacon Payne chimed in and said, no, I never thought about it that way. Never thought about it that he shut down 6 to 8 Hall of Famers from getting rings. Never thought about it like that. All right. So, but no, D, that's a good point. I mean, I listen, that's a good point. And if it comes back in time, if nobody don't touch on it, I want to talk about their game comparisons. But no, what you saying about it?
Oh, so this is an age-old argument. Age-old for our age. Who's better? And I think, this conversation goes in so many ways, like a lot of you are saying. But of course, I got to go with MJ. But like I said, there's so many factors that you got to look at. You hear about, the the game was different back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back then when I played ball, like if you shot as a team, shot 6 3-pointers a game, that was a lot. Coach was saying you need to go to the hoop. Whereas today, if one person shoots 6 3-pointers, it's not even looked at as anything. You don't blink at that. You know, you look at the hand checking rule and how the game was physical and how it's not as physical today. And so I think when we're comparing Jordan and LeBron, they're two different positions as well. You know, LeBron is playing the small forward. Jordan's at the, you know, at shooting guard. But like David said, you know, he feels like, you know, the stats are just there. Like if you look at it, it's just facts that LeBron is there in stats. But I feel the same way, JJ. Like, well, LeBron played a lot more years. It's the same way as with Kobe. You know, Kobe passed Jordan, but he passed Jordan after how many years of points?
Yeah.
You know, your efficiency has something to do with that. So, you know, you have to look at that because the stats, as we always say, the stats tell the story, but they don't tell the whole story. You know, we've seen games where Steph Curry had, 10, 11, 12 rebounds. But did we look and say, hold up, well, who was he playing against? It was nothing but small ball out there. Where Steph Curry ain't getting 10, 11 rebounds in the 90s when you got Patrick Ewing down and you got Shaq down, you got Olajuwon. So I think you can't just look at stats because stats don't tell the whole story. You know, when I play ball, you know, you can look at the stat sheet and actually look at the game. You're like, oh, well, he did have a good game, but the stats show something different. So, yeah, MJ, when you look at MJ, it's that killer instinct.
Yeah.
I'm taking somebody with a killer instinct. And I've seen too many times where LeBron just passed up the ball at the end of the game. I mean, as his career went on later, he began to, you know, adapt into that a little bit more. But if you look at The Last Dance, I mean, MJ was trying to kill whoever. He found any way to kill that person on the opposite side of the ball. LeBron did not have that. Whether you can't argue that. And when you look at players, you can't just look at offensively. In the NBA, you got to look offense and defense, right? I think people always debate who was better at this and better at this offensively. But I don't think there's any debate who was better defensively. Jordan always took the best. He always went to take the best player. He how many times defensive, you know, on the all defensive team. I mean, he had averaged more steals than LeBron. He averaged the same amount of blocks as LeBron, which is just mind-boggling to me, 0.8. I don't understand how Jordan averaged the same amount of blocks as LeBron is, as physical LeBron is. So those things to me is like, if you're going to debate offensively, maybe. I don't even think there's a debate there. But there's no debate defensively, and that's the complete play. It's not just what you do offensively, what you do offensively and defensively. And too many times this argument is all about just what you can do on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Jordan was a beast on both sides of the ball. A beast. So, yeah, man, gotta go with MJ, man. Stats, like I say, stats don't tell the whole story. I think we look at, if you go to football, you look at Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is a stat beast. Like he'll run up the stat sheet. But I don't think anybody's gonna argue he's better than Tom Brady or Montana.
Nah, not me.
You know, so stats don't tell the whole story. So yeah. MJ, man, MJ all the way.
Appreciate that. All right. Deacon Payne said, I need to clarify that though, Deke. You said, I guess it was to Noble's point. He said, no, he didn't. Scotty did. I'm not sure what is that too, but I'm sure it has something to do with defense. Or whatever the case may be. But if you can.
Oh, he's saying Scotty would lock up the best player on the team.
Okay.
But Jordan wouldn't run away from it. They would take turns.
Yeah, they'll take.
Yeah, Adrian, they would take turns.
It was mainly Scotty. Let's be real. It was mainly Scotty.
It would also depend on who he was matching up against. Like Scotty was matched up against a bigger person, of course. If there was a bigger player on the field, that would be Scotty.
Cool, but Adrian, would LeBron go to the best player at all?
It's no debate.
He's guarded Durant. He's guarded people like Durant.
He guards
situationally.
He guards Durant at the end of the game when it's like it's the game winner, not at the top of the game.
Yeah, it's situations. It's situations.
So I also got a text message, fellas, that they want to hear.
He's not guarding for 48 minutes.
Nah, he definitely not. They want to hear our banter. So if you're not going up, don't put yourself on mute. People saying we want to hear y'all banter.
Okay.
We want to hear y'all side talking. All right, so
I guess I'm delayed.
a little bit, but it's better than what it was.
I guess Yo, man. Yo, I guess I'm delayed, huh?
Come on, let's
You on.
You got like your words may come out like a kung fu flick, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, man.
No.
Exactly. All right, so all right, so I'm gonna just come with straight facts.
Just spit it out.
And I'm gonna come with straight facts, and I had to write it down because I think I'm from short-term memory.
All right.
So at number 1, I got Michael Jordan. 30 points per game.
You in your top 5 now?
6.2 rebounds.
No, not top 5 yet, Jal. Just not top 5 yet. We just doing who you got over out of Mike and LeBron.
Yo, this guy's seriously delayed.
Yo. He's already at a center already.
He went right to the end.
The email got delayed.
I got Michael Jordan.
Okay, cool.
Yo, that's crazy. Come on, man. The email got delayed.
Yo, that's so delayed that you even said that. That's crazy.
For real. So you got Jordan, you said, John.
I'm done, yo. Yeah, just leave it at that. I got Jordan, man.
Okay.
Can I say something? Can I add in real quick? I know you about to say something. Can I add in real quick?
We going back around.
So the finals, right? And I don't want to jump the gun too much, but this the other thing too. Deacon Payne said 6 for 6. Can't argue 6 for 6. Do we count that against LeBron? What his record is in the finals? Because like that's a real thing. Yeah, you can. Okay, it's like the Buffalo Bills going 4 straight, but they lost 4 straight. So it's cool that you went 4 straight, but you lost, and you remembered for the wrong thing. So to me, he went to 8 straight finals.
It still says something. You go to 9 straight finals, it still says something.
But
especially when you first start off going to finals.
Yeah, but you going to 9 straight finals in the weak East.
That was what I said. The East was weaker. When Jordan did it, the East was super tough.
It was okay. I mean, you had Detroit. Detroit. Cleveland made a little bit of noise.
What about the
Hawks?
The Knicks always made noise. I mean, that's just it.
Just the Knicks.
What about the Pacers?
Yeah, the Pacers.
I mean, when Reggie Miller was there, I'm talking about when Jordan first started, though.
Oh, when he first started, he had the Celtics.
Yeah, he had the Pistons.
He had the Pistons. What are you talking about?
Well, I said the Pistons.
He had the Cavs.
He had the Hawks.
That was stopping them in the beginning.
And remember this too. This is earlier on, but once Magic and Bird got a real taste of Jordan, and we know what Bird has said about Jordan and stuff like that in the playoffs, and then Magic said,
"Nah, I don't know that."
And then Magic said, "Listen, it's his game now. Like he surpassed us. It's his game."
Bird was also 95 when he said that, so that doesn't really matter. Oh, Bird came out on the court with a cane when he said that.
Bird was laying on the sideline. He was true.
But at the same time, what greats gave the game to LeBron, though? Right. So if we comparing, right?
I watch it now.
What greats from, let's say, like the 90s to the later 90s up until when LeBron came in, right? Those stars that was in the league then, who said, yeah, Bron got it. Like, it wasn't that many people that said that, not greats. He either had to take it from him or nobody said anything at all.
I
look at the contemporaries you play with. Like, what do your contemporaries say about you? Like, when we watched The Last Dance, it was clear that people feared Jordan. Like, people had to go out of their way to say, I didn't fear him. Like Gary Payton and Stockton, because it was a league-wide thing that people just feared him. Like, LeBron did not spark that fear in people. And I think you got to look at that. And you got to look at the fact that also, too, remember that MJ, like, he even said, like, I don't want to play with Bird. I don't want to play with Magic. I don't want to play with these people. I want to beat them.
Yeah.
We can't say that about LeBron. Mm-hmm. Like, Jordan wanted to make sure that there was a clear distinction of who was better. Like, there's no comparison between me and Drexler. There's no comparison between me and whoever else is on the other side. Like, I want that to be clear. I don't want to play with you. I want to beat you. Yeah. And we don't see that from LeBron.
Yeah, I agree. And JJ, to your point, though, to play a little bit of devil's advocate to keep the conversation going a little bit, was there anybody in the league to pass it on to LeBron, right? Who was in the league before LeBron to say, here, it's yours? Could it have been Kobe? Was Kobe ready to give that up, right? Or was Kobe even the man in the league
it definitely wasn't Kobe. Okay, if you say, all right, so we're probably not gonna say 03 because that's when he came in the league, right?
So it wasn't
Kobe. Like 05, 06. Let's say 05, 06.
Who's
definitely
in
wasn't
there?
Kobe because Kobe was still like trying to find his own.
So was it Shaq, Duncan?
Right, and none of them said it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like none of them said it, and where they could have said, I mean, yeah, like I think it's on record where Tim Duncan did say in 07 finals, Tim Duncan said, "Hey, it's gonna be your league one day," but basically he was saying, "Not now. This is still my time." You know what I'm saying?
So, just said that.
Yeah. So, but even still with that, it wasn't like he was done. And then you could fast forward 7 years after that, and I know they lost to them in the 13 finals with the Heat. But the Spurs end up beating them in the 14 finals. So even though Duncan was kind of on the last leg, but he still was doing his thing back in those days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, I do think there's a difference. Like what Mike said, what Noble said about the fear. The fear is you don't get that too often with players because players will be like, their ego will come in and be like, well, nah, I'm good. But Jokers in the 90s was really fearing MJ. People
I think it was the Jordan rule that they were fearing.
Jordan afraid rule. To foul him. Afraid to foul him.
You breathe on him, they call a foul.
Nah.
If you go in his face, they call a tech. If you push him, they throw you out the game.
The Pistons fouled him. The Knicks fouled him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he wasn't winning then. And then once the team,
when did the Knicks pass by Jordan?
Never.
February 31st.
When did the Knicks beat?
I'm talking about the Pistons. Don't be talking about my Knicks, all right?
Hold on. You ain't by yourself.
Don't be talking about my Knicks, all right?
You ain't by yourself. I don't know.
Then we can talk about how John Starks banged on him, but we're not gonna get into that. We're not gonna get into that.
That's your lifelong
I don't care.
One dunk, and it
wasn't. He went on the sideline and just banged on Jordan.
It wasn't even on him. But
that's just like Coming to America. It's like when they said that's they won. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano. Like that's what you say. Like you got to come in to say that like, yo, John Starks banged on him, and it's not even true. It's not even true.
It is true.
J-Dub,
it's not true.
Yeah, he good now. Like you good now, J-Dub.
Oh yeah, he good money now. He ain't freezing at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it still could be.
Never saw Coming to America. Never saw it.
That's crazy. That's gonna be on the next. That's gonna be on the next locker room. That's the next episode.
Never saw it.
That's embarrassing, man. That's embarrassing to even say it. I wouldn't even have said it.
That's the next episode. Coming to America, breaking that down. So
you can freeze then, Gerald.
So Dane, I got a question for you. Daydream. Because we kind of all went through those our reasoning. Hopefully, some other people are gonna comment. Deacon Payne, Deacon Pete, Young Juror said some stuff. What's LeBron and even JJ? Because you said that you're a real big LeBron James fan, right? So, because I'm not, I'm really not. Like I'm not saying that he's not a good basketball player. He is. Like he definitely is a good basketball player. What is his what would you say? Like you say, like, what? I'm gonna pick Bird because he's gonna shoot my lights out, right? I'm gonna pick Curry because he's gonna shoot I'm gonna pick Kyrie because he got handles. I'm gonna pick Garnett because he got a mean post-up game. What does LeBron got?
He got a little bit of all that.
I could agree.
He got a little bit of all of it. He doesn't stand out in one particular thing, but can he post? Absolutely. Now that he worked on his dribbling and his shooting, gotten a lot better. Got better on his defense. What happened?
He don't have footwork. That's one thing.
Nope.
That's why I don't have footwork. He had bad footwork. I always criticize him for that.
So I think that he could play bully ball really well, but here's the thing. And to his credit, he's 17 years in and he's still going strong. I will say this much. What's going to happen if he's in his 19th year? Like, what do you fall back on, right? So, like, I think we've used this example before years ago. We looked at like somebody like a Sprewell, super athletic, or somebody, okay, to make it more current, like look at Westbrook. What is Westbrook going to do when Father Time starts to kind of play a part? He's so aggressive that he goes to the hole so much, but once he doesn't have that first step, what is he going to fall back on? His jump shot is not great. His decision making is very iffy, in my opinion. Hashtag my opinion. So for LeBron, like, what does he fall back on when the bully ball doesn't work like it works now? Because he can just run people over.
But that's why that footwork comes into play, right? That's why the footwork comes into play. That's why I think, even though he worked on his jumper, that's why a better jumper got to come into play. He's gotten better. I don't think he's going to get any better than he got at his jumper right now. That's kind of like he's capped off at his jumper. Right? So he's not going to become Kobe Bryant when it comes to his jumper. Nope. You got something to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying that's why I feel like outside of LeBron's athleticism, I don't really say, again, I know I could be like all by myself. Outside of that, he played bully ball. He can run. He can jump. That's why, like me personally, and we talked about it before in our text group, I see you, Kevin Allen, I'm going to mention to y'all. I see y'all saying that he got the ability to make his teammates possible. I agree with that. We can touch on that later. Deacon Payne says he's a phenomenal passer and leadership. And then
I definitely agree with that, Kevin Allen.
How you define leadership? I don't know about leadership.
I don't think he makes players better. I don't. No.
Because
no.
He makes players play according to how he plays. Like
right, exactly.
Like when LeBron plays, like when Wade and certain people like that played with him, they had to adjust their way of playing like dramatically.
Yep, I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Like, all of a sudden, people that are actually good have to be spot up shooters. It's like LeBron, you got a good point guard, Kyrie. Why you got to handle the ball too much? It's like he doesn't necessarily make you greater. He just the way he plays makes you change your game. Bosh had to change the game.
Kevin Love.
Everybody had to change their game to play.
And so the other thing too is what I would say, and like I said, I don't want to turn this into a LeBron bash fest.
I do.
Because I feel like LeBron, like I said before, like I'm trying to be fair about the situation. LeBron is great, but the thing about the leadership thing, I do question. I think he is a good leader, but it does come with some caveats. Like a good leader to me, right? A good leader to me is a person that won't talk about your teammates in the media. So LeBron has done that numerous times. Oh, we're top heavy as you know what, and you know, we don't have this or we don't have that. Like Jordan never said that, right? Like Jordan didn't always have great teams, and Jordan never said that about his teammates. You could talk about him punching Steve Kerr in the face and Will Purdue, whoever the case would be, but nobody knew that back then. That was stuff that was kept in-house. He never badmouthed his teammates. You know what I'm saying? So to me, bad mouthing your teammates, like I would never do that. Even as a friend, like as friendship goes, you don't do that to like the media. Like you don't tell the media like, yo, you know, we got to get some players and this and other. So to me, that falls into leadership, and that's not good leadership.
I love this from Deacon Payne. I love our viewers comment.
He said he didn't have to conform to Mike.
Give me a break.
Who?
That is true.
Mike
ran the team, man. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows that. That's why Phil Jackson is such a great coach.
Yeah, but who left when they didn't play with Mike? Like when Scotty left Mike, when Robert wasn't with Mike, when Ron Harper wasn't with Mike. Like just name the people that played with other teams and then play with Mike as well. Did their game drastically change? It didn't.
No.
Scotty was the same player with Rodman was the same player when he was.
I was about to say they brought Rodman in with all his crazy antics, and they just adjusted.
When I say they had to change the way they play, Wade did not play the same game that he did when LeBron was there. Neither did Bosh.
Chris Bosh did.
He changed it in year two.
Kevin Love didn't.
And I think the key word that Noble was saying is drastic. Of course, people are going to change. So Wade said, I'm going to take a step back. But there's no reason why Kevin Love and Chris Bosh should become spot-up shooters. If you are the number one man in your team in Minnesota and in Toronto, you play with LeBron and you just go to the corner and you shoot threes now?
Yeah,
there's more to your game now.
That's terrible.
Like, none of the other players had to change their game that much for Jordan.
No.
And I'll say this too, and because this is the argument that I've had plenty of times. LeBron has had better teammates than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
LeBron has had better teammates than Michael Jordan. Like Scotty being a number two, like don't get me wrong, Scotty being a number two, but you know, as much as I love Scotty is a D Wade, right? So he's had Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, he's had Chris Bosh, he's also had Kevin Love. Those teammates and those names ring off more than.
Hold up, JJ. Anthony Davis.
Nah.
Thank you.
Nah.
Listen, my bad. Thank you for bringing that in because, yeah, exactly. So he's had better teammates than Michael Jordan, and look what Jordan did with less.
You can bring it upstairs, but we're not putting it on.
Wasn't originally less.
Scottie Pippen is better than D Wade.
Kevin, I agree with that, Kevin.
Well, I mean, let's put in the fact that
Ron Harper
was never the same. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Funny, D.
But let's also not overlook the fact that LeBron at the age of 20, 21, going into the finals with a bunch of nobodies.
They lost
with a bunch of nobodies. That has to count for something.
No,
they got swept.
I agree, they do.
It don't matter if they got swept. You can't name the starting five, and none of them going to the Hall of Fame.
He got a ring.
Jordan got some players is going to who?
Smush Parker.
But he got swept.
Smush Parker.
The point is, the young kid took a bad team to the finals.
Hold on, you're right.
What's did that too, though?
AI did that.
Yeah, AI. He's a lot smaller.
AI did it.
A lot smaller.
And won a
AI
game.
had Dikembe.
And won a game.
Dikembe. What was Dikembe doing at that point?
Yeah,
Dikembe won the stage since he left the Hawks.
He was still doing this.
Nah,
yeah, but there was far in between though.
He had George Lynch.
And AI is like 5'11" and 140 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so then you can put AI in there, and you also got to put my boy J Kidd in there too, taking people to the finals.
We ain't on that yet.
That's not what discussion about.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
No, but no, D, I agree, and that's as we get to our next question.
Shaq and Kobe got swept.
No, but I beg to differ. When did they get swept?
Oh, hold up, swept.
The gentleman's sweep. It was a gentleman's
sweep. Yeah,
in Detroit against Detroit.
I think
04.
I think they won 1-1.
No.
I think the Lakers didn't win the first game.
I think it was 4-1. I think they won game 2. It was in overtime. I know it was
but if
it's game they won, it was overtime.
It was 4-1, but a gentleman's sweep means you win the first one, then the next team win the next 4, right?
I guess. Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't 4-0. It was definitely 4-1 because Kobe hit that shot and they go in overtime.
Yeah, they went overtime. Yeah.
In overtime, and that was it. But I agree. For the majority of us on here today, the squad, the fellas, we going with MJ, Daydream. As always, my opinion is going with LeBron, which you have some great points. I think I'm gonna close my.
I didn't go. Hold on.
No, you said that.
I did not go LeBron.
You're right. You said that Jordan is the greatest.
But he says not that far apart.
Not that far apart. Yeah.
Yeah. You was going too far with it. I mean,
it's not, yo.
You made it seem like you made it seem like Jordan was in the Beamer and he couldn't see LeBron back there.
Yo, basically.
Though.
Yo,
he was in the back seat.
And the only reason the back seat.
Back seat. Bro, what up?
No, he might be in the line with him. Like he might be in the processional with him, but he's definitely not in the same cars. Nah,
he's not in the same car.
He's not in the same cars. Nah, he's not in the same cars. So now that's where we gonna go. Thank you, D. I appreciate that, D. I appreciate that.
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
appreciate
you.
That.
So for the record, so let's go right to it. So now we go into the car. So now we say in the car, who's in the car with who, right? Who's in the car with who? We ask y'all to give y'all top 5 people that's on the chat, and, can chime in too. Can chime in too. Now we're gonna make it look like it's a car, right? It's 5-seater. Who can go in your car? Some call it the Mount Rushmore. Some call it the greatest of all time, the GOAT of all time. We're gonna call it who's going in your car, right? You ain't driving. Who's driving? Who's in the back seat? Who's in the passenger seat? And everything like that. I'm going to go first. I'm going to do it just because, throw my bone. I will put him in the trunk, but I'm going to put him in the back seat. I'm going to go with LeBron. LeBron going to be number 5.
Nah, bro.
Number 5. I know. That's tough.
Nah, bro.
It's tough for me, but I'm going to give LeBron 5.
That's ridiculous.
No.
That's ridiculous. You the one that came up with this, talking about who's the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron, and you gonna put him number 5?
That's what people talk about. So like I said, I'm gonna try my very best to do this, or whatever the case may be. No, let's go anyway. So, but my number 5, my bad. My number 5 is LeBron. That's number 5. And the reason why, like Dadrian said, some people, my brother don't agree with me, some other may not agree with me, but like Dadrian said, 9 finals, okay, cool, that's something. Taking that team, all those stats. I think this is the freak of nature, but I also think because he eats right, he works out, him not getting hurt, that's another thing. Don't forget Jordan, 2nd or 3rd year, broke his foot, so he missed a lot in that 2nd or 3rd year. So never being hurt like that, I got, that's the freak of nature, though. That's that kind of freak of nature more than anything. But going to the finals, his stats, taking Cleveland and making Cleveland beating Golden State, even though we can have our issues and how it happened, but it happened. It happened. So for that reason, my number 5, I'm gonna give it to LBJ. I would never say King James. I would give it to LBJ. Never call him King James. That ain't happening.
Lyndon B. Johnson?
Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson. Yeah, I'm going with 5. All right, so Dadrian, since you was first in the room after me, second in the room, who you going with? Who your number 5?
All right, so I had to put down, who's, again, the name is D, hashtag my opinion.
My bad.
Just want to make sure that is put up there.
My bad.
So all y'all that want to say some stuff, y'all can say some stuff. I'm not going to put anybody in my top 5 that I haven't seen played. So
That's
again,
cool.
hashtag my opinion. That's my fair. Number 5, although should be really kind of number 1 or 2, but it's going to be my boy J Kidd. Jason Kidd, number 5.
No! What in the world is going on here?
Jason Kidd, number 5.
Come on, bro. What is going on here?
The best point guards to do it.
Come on, man. You're just disrespecting the whole
Excuse
game.
me? Hashtag my opinion. Hashtag.
Wow. You care to share why?
First of all, he got robbed for not getting
the
MVP. He should have gotten the MVP twice. He really should have. He should have gotten the MVP.
Talk about it.
He took a team that only won like 14, 13 games prior and go to the finals. Take a terrible Nets team to the finals. I mean, the Nets were a team to be reckoned with when that man stepped on there. And he's another player that played with no type of Hall of Famer. Did it basically himself.
Hold up, Vince Carter's not going to be a Hall of Famer?
Did Vince Carter didn't first start off there?
No, but he played with J. Kidd when they went to
he played with, but when J. Kidd went to the finals, Vince Carter was not on that team.
Oh, you mean like the finals team?
The finals.
Like the Kerry Kittles and the
Exactly. None of those guys. There's no debating on none of those guys are going to be.
I'm talking about LeBron bringing bums. Jason Kidd, you know what I'm saying? Listen, there wasn't too many known players on that team.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, D, but I'm going to make sure you know that we got the list. We got the top 5 greatest, not the top 5 point guards. You know what I'm doing that?
That's what I'm thinking.
You thought we were doing point guards? Maybe point guards.
Yeah.
But I got you. I appreciate that, D. My opinion. I appreciate that. All right, JJ, you was next in the room. Who you got?
So, this is crazy because I just changed my list because usually when people say top 5, I like to think of a 5 that I could actually play a game with, right? So I usually go position based off of that. But because for what everybody's doing, I'll just choose the top 5 because I would have agreed with hashtag my opinion and put Jason Kidd in the point guard position, but that's a discussion for another time. So I appreciate you for bringing that up, D Hall. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. One of a kind, sir. So to go along with what you're saying, and this honestly, for me, this can change every day. This can change every day. So for the sake, I'm gonna say in no particular order after the first one, because the first one for me is Jordan, so it's top. So after that, it's just everybody fills in wherever. So Jordan is number 1. I got Bron. I got Kareem.
No.
Yo, just number 5.
Number 5. My bad. J-Dub, now you win it now, huh? Okay. now he's not.
You ain't frozen no more.
Okay, so all right. So if we just go with number 1, I'm gonna go with Jordan.
Number 5.
Number 5.
My bad. Then I'm gonna go with Kevin Durant.
That's a nice one.
Whoa.
Okay.
he was on the radar for me too.
I'm gonna go with Kevin.
But it's just kind of.
Do I need to say why or no?
Yeah.
No.
Just a little bit.
So I'll say because of people could talk about his decision and everything like that. That doesn't mean anything to me. Because that really does not mean anything to me. As much as it does to other people. But I feel like with his size and skill, it's hard to. You can look at the players that played before him in his position. The three guard, like the three position. Nobody's stopping Kevin Durant. There's really nobody stopping Kevin Durant with his size. So I feel like regardless of how his career ends up, just his ability alone, yeah, he's got to be top 5.
Okay, cool. I appreciate that. So, Daedrian, just real quick, I'm sure you probably saw this on the chat. But as you were saying, J Kid, somebody said, Brother Sai, he said,
what I'm replying to him now.
Oh, you did? Okay. So make sure you seen it.
I'm replying to him right now.
Just want to make sure what you expect from a Giants fan. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I appreciate that, JJ. That kind of threw a curveball for me. That's a good one. Talking to somebody the other day about KD, saying that, in my opinion, he might be the most prolific scorer that we've ever seen, that I've ever seen. I mean, the way he put the ball in the basket, make it seem so easy, and so effortless. All right. So hold on one second before we get to so I can get this thing ready. So I know you up next. Who you got as your number 5?
Number 5. I'm gonna do this. I'm pretty much on the same wave as Daedrian. Like, I don't really want to mention people that I didn't see play.
Yeah.
Kind of hard. We can go a lot of ways, but if I ain't see him play, it's kind of hard to just judge off of, that. So, man, JJ, that was good, man, because I was thinking the same thing. It was hard. I was like, I think by the time it's all said and done, KD gonna be in my top 5, but he's not there yet. I think I'm going with.
This guy's crazy.
I got to go with big fundamentals, man.
Okay. I like that.
I like it. I like that.
I think he's very underrated, like just because he didn't cause a lot of hoopla, but his game speaks for himself. Best power forward to ever play. I don't know how many power forwards out there. And if you think there's someone better, it's a debate. It's not a hands down.
Yeah,
Clearly.
I agree with that. For me, no, I agree. Tim Duncan is the best. I think he's better than Barkley, Malone,
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
Nah, brother.
It's a debate.
It's debate, but I gotta go with him. I gotta go. Okay, all right, cool.
I'm gonna name all the Celtics. All Celtics.
All right, good. Appreciate that, Noel. That's a good one. Noble number 5, Tim Duncan.
It goes Parrish.
Yep.
Let's go Robert Parrish, number 5.
The microwave. No, he played for the Pistons.
Nah. Kevin McHale.
Boxy shoulders. Yo, his shoulders is mad.
Number 5? Kevin McHale. Number 5, Kevin McHale?
No.
Hold on one second. My bad. Let me do something.
You go.
You go.
Yo, he's so excited. He's not delayed. He's so excited. He's not delayed right now.
Having mad fun.
Your Zoom don't work on your phone?
Yeah, it's on my phone. Yeah.
Yo, whatever phone you got, it's clear. Yo, your phone is on point.
It is on point.
Yeah, killing my dad in minutes.
Killing your dad. All right, JW, you up? Who you got for number 5?
All right, man. Again, I'm going with stats. You guys might not agree with it. I'm going with number 5. I'm taking Whitman still.
Okay.
30 points.
Can't argue it.
22 rebounds, 4 assists, 4-time MVP, 2-time, and the only thing that's holding him back is 2-time champ. That's why he's number 5.
Well, he played against a bunch of milkmen, but okay, cool.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a lot, though.
He played against a bunch of milkmen, but okay.
That's a lot.
Hey, you gotta play with who's in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. You can't fault him for that.
He did play with some horse jockeys.
I'm saying you can't fault him for that, though. You can't fault him.
I mean, those like the traditional picks, though. Like if I wasn't picking based on what I've seen, I probably would have picked Will too, though.
Yeah,
clearly.
Because Deke said that's his number 5. Wilson is number 5. I respect that. I respect that.
There we go, Dick. There we go, Dick.
But Dick seen him. Dick seen him play. Come on.
You don't gotta see him. You just know the numbers.
Yeah, but 50. Yeah, but 50 and 30.
Dick played horse with him, man.
But averaging 50 and 30 is crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about Pistol Pete.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he averaged like 40.
Yeah,
40. Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
see those guys, but like let's be real, the athletic ability, and you're right. Like you play what's in front of you, but I would just respect somebody like a Shaq more who played against some big guys too. You know what I'm saying? Like not saying that I think Shaq is the best, but I'm just saying, Will, come on, man. You playing against Joker. I'm just saying, like, listen.
I mean, it's like if you put Jordan in this era, he would look completely different. Like he probably would have a way better 3-point shot because he would grow up. He would adjust it. You know what I mean? I feel like if Will played in this era, he probably would adjust it, and he'd have been who he was, but just hard to debate, man. Those are hard conversations.
It is, and I appreciate that. Everybody. All right, let's keep this moving. Number 4 for me. I'm gonna go with my man who invented Showtime. I'm gonna go with Magic. I'm going with Magic for number 4. Again, my reason for Magic is simply because what he did to a whole city. Just his passing ability, his court vision again, his passing ability, and the fact that this dude. That blows my mind is what he did his rookie year. Is when Kareem gets hurt, he plays center, and not just plays center. He averages like 40-something points. He averages like 40. That just blows my mind right there to know that. Well, how tall is like 6'9"? I think Matt's like 6'9". So to be 6'9". So to be 6'9" to play center, your rookie year, you on this big time stage, you ain't blinking no eye. Now, I know he's coming from Michigan. I know he's coming from all these places where he has to play. But I'm going to Matt number 5. I think he's a great player. Even though for the record he would still be my number 2 all-time point guard though. He's still be my number 1 point guard is Stockton. Number 2 is
I again, sir.
Never want to.
I again, sir.
Cool. So I got Magic. ID, you up for your my bad. You up for your number?
Deke said Kareem, his number 4.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 4, because we're gonna get this moving along. I'm gonna surprise everybody, especially you guys. My number 4 is gonna be Kobe Bryant. Which is a shocker to probably all of you guys because I've always talked against Kobe Bryant. But there's no denying the man has talent. Nice. He has talent. So I'm saying number 4 is Kobe.
Going with 4. Okay, cool. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Let me put up. You said Deacon Payne, right?
Yeah, he said number 4 was Kareem for him.
Got you. Okay, number 4 was Kareem for Deacon Payne. He had 5 for Wilt. And Brother Sai let us know that Shaq was the best in his time. He was best.
Look, see, best in his time. That's a Cowboys fan. They don't even know how to spell Shaq. Come on, man.
Radio Shaq. Radio Shaq.
Radio Shaq.
Radio Shaq.
Hilarious.
Going to get a foot pedal.
Going to get a CD, man.
All right, cool. Okay, who we at next? We had JJ, right? Yeah, JJ, where you at? You're number 5. I mean, you're number 4. My bad. Who you got?
I struggle with this. I keep going back and forth, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say Bron at 4. And I say that because his career is still going. And let's just say, and God forbid this to happen, but let's just say he suffers an injury where he can't play no more. Then his career stops right now. So I feel like I just got to give him, I put him at the 4 position. To say he's like number 1 is kind of crazy to me when he's still playing. And, let's just say, for instance, he goes to like 3 or 4 more finals, but loses. Do we still say that's like the greatest? But I'm going to go with Bron at my number 4 position.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree what you were saying. Kenny Skywalker daydream in the dunk contest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then let's not forget, even daydream, when you get to stats and finals, I think it was Jerry West. Jerry West, he went to the finals 10 times and he got 1.
And got 1. Yep.
So what you put that's about a final, bro. That's about a final.
He should not be the logo.
Yo, he should not be the low. At
Yeah,
1 and 9. Like, are we now? Don't get me wrong. Bill Russell was there. The Celtics was in his way. All them people's in his way. But 1 and 9 going to the finals.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10, bro. Come on.
And the logo, and he's the logo. So I mean, that says a lot. I mean,
Even Shaq will make more than out of 10 free throws. Shaq will make more than 1. Even Shaq will make
for real. He would for real. I know you up for your number 4. Who you got?
I was between a couple people, but I just make an executive decision. I'm go with Shaq Daddy, man.
Okay, I like that.
Go Shaq Daddy. I wasn't like a huge fan of.
He going with all the big men.
Yeah,
I like that.
I wasn't a huge fan of his playing style, but I can't deny just his sheer dominance.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, brother Sai, man, you need to know how to put that back up so he knows how to spell Shaq.
SHAQUUIELL. Shaquille.
And he called, but he did call Kenny Scott Walker a bum though.
No. Put the first bum up that he did.
I can't do that, man. I can't put brother Sai. I can't do anything brother Sai like that. I can't put it.
Yo, I just peeped that. That's crazy.
So, all right. So, Mike, cool. That was your number 4. Appreciate that. Going with Shaq Diesel. Going with the original Superman.
Superman's in the building.
J-Dub, who you got for your number 4?
Who I got for my number 4? Let's see.
Pierce.
Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Magic Johnson. Like,
okay.
And, like Paul said, his rookie season, he played center. He got him a championship. So I'm gonna run down some numbers. 19.5 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 11 assists per game, 3-time MVP, 10-time All-NBA, and again, the biggest stat, 5-time NBA champ, Magic Johnson, number 4.
That's big.
Bingo.
I respect that.
That 5-time go underrated. I think Bird had 3.
Yep.
I think we know Brian got 3. That 5-time is serious. And I think at least 3 of them was without Kareem. Maybe 4 of them without Kareem. You know, so that's huge. That's huge. All right, so we got that. So we got that already. All right, number 3. Appreciate everybody. I'm gonna start with my number 3. Well, let me. My third gotta go with my boy. Gotta go with the Mamba. Gotta go.
So
we're not
snaking it?
Huh?
We're not snaking it?
What that mean? We could.
Yeah. At first I thought you
Let me get my back-to-back picks.
we not snaking it.
Nah, we could have. On our way back around, we will. My bad. We could have. We definitely could have. My fault.
We gotta get his back-to-back picks.
Yeah.
Back-to-back picks, yeah. That's how Jay used to always win because he got LeBron. Remember, he got LeBron and that.
Oh, clearly.
Hating on me, man.
Clearly, yo.
That is hating.
And that bootleg fantasy we used to do.
I still got him. I still got like 1 year that we did.
Going to ask people who's better. Look at my paper. Who's better?
Yo, I got 3 votes for my team today.
We stepped it up because then we started adding like if you got player of the week, if you made the All-Star.
Yeah.
We amped it up a little.
All right, so again, as I said, my number 3, keeping it moving, is Mamba. All right, is Mamba. Just phenomenal player. I think next to Jordan, there is no one with killer instinct. There is no one with that destroying you. His game is phenomenal. Defensively, he's phenomenal. I do know he get a lot of slack, when it comes to not being like, making your teammates better. He gets a lot of slack with that, shooting up a lot of shots, but I think phenomenal player. So number 3, I'm going with my man, Kobe Bean Bryant. All right, Deidre, where you at? Where you at with your number 3?
So my number 3 is growing up. This guy was the guy I wanted to emulate personally because to me, he had just like the best overall game. And of course, he played for the Showtime Lakers, and that's my man, Magic Johnson.
Cool.
I have him at number 3. He was the guy. he was the guy. You know, Gerald or J-Dub already list all the stats, so no need for me to say that's my number 3.
Cool. Also, Deacon Payne also said Magic is his number 3 as well. Awesome. All right. JJ, where you at with your number 3?
With my number 3, I would take Kareem with my number 3. I kind of want to go with what somebody said earlier about picking players that I've seen play, but you know, like I said, my list can change every other day. But I'm gonna go with Kareem because of the sheer numbers.
No, go ahead. I'm going to put that. I got to erase that. You said it was Kareem, right? Yeah,
Kareem is my 3rd. Like I said, just of the sheer numbers, winner all the way around. You can't deny that. Like I said, I prefer to go with players that I've seen play, but you know, it's kind of hard to overlook that. You know, he was a winner all across the board, so I'm gonna go with Kareem.
Cool. That's what's up. I know you're number 3.
Yeah. All right. I feel like JJ too. Like my list can change, can clearly change, because I'm gonna end up leaving somebody off that y'all gonna be like, how y'all leave him off?
For real.
Yeah, I think I'm just have to rock with my boy Magic, man.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Concept explanatory with that. J-Dub, how about you? You're number 3.
I mean, okay. I mean, again, I can only go with stats, man. So 15 points per game, 22 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists, 5-time MVP, 11-time All-NBA, and once I say this, you guys already know who it is. 11-time champ. You guys know who it is, right?
Mr. Russell. Mr. Russell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I thought you were going to say Phil Jackson because he got like 11 rings.
Phil Jackson didn't average that many points. And definitely not that many rebounds.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. I think people will put him up there in their category sometime, and also too because of what he did with those Celtics. All right, J-Dub, back on you. We snaking this thing.
Okay, we snaking
this thing.
Number 2, dog.
Number 2 for you, J-Dub.
All right, I'm gonna just again. I can only go by stats. That's what we can go by.
That's it.
All right, 24.6 per game, 11.2 rebounds, 2.6 blocks, 6-time MVP, 15-time All-NBA, and 6-time champ. Y'all know who that is?
6-time champ?
Yeah.
6-time. I mean,
Mike. What did you say? Points? How many points?
He said 24.
24.6.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. And you said 6? It ain't Mike. You said 6-time champ?
Yeah.
It ain't Bird.
Definitely ain't Bird.
You got me on that one.
And it ain't Paul Pierce.
Kareem. Okay. Kareem.
Yes, sir.
Number 2.
Okay.
Robert Horry.
Big shot Bob.
Big shot Bob got 7.
Big shot Bob.
Yeah, Robert Horry.
Okay. All right. Number 2. That's Giles' top 5 so far. Wilt, Magic, Russell, and Kareem. Cool. All right. See what LeBron, Deacon Payne said LeBron is his number 2. Cool. LeBron is his number 2. We with you, Deacon. We with you. All right. Now we got Noah. Where you at with your number 2?
My number 2. First, let me say, I could swap my number 4 with LeBron. LeBron ain't gonna make my list, but I could swap him.
He ain't make mine either.
But I could swap him with Shaq. But it'll depend when his career is over. My number 2, and it hurts to say because I don't hurt to say, but I wasn't really a fan of him. I was more of a critique of him, but I gotta respect him. Is Kobe Bryant, KB
Nice.
Toy Store.
Okay. Yep.
I'm really a big fan of his, but because the whole emulation of Jordan thing. But I definitely got to respect the man in his game.
Cool. My favorite player outside of Jordan, so I respect that. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Now we on you, JJ. We on you. Who is your number 2?
So I'm gonna agree with Noble on this one, and here's my reasoning. I'm gonna definitely Kobe, and I say this for this reason. If we say Kobe was the closest thing to MJ, and MJ is people's number 1 most of the time, how could you leave him off of this list? Or how could you leave them so far apart? Like, how are they not in the same car, as we said earlier? So for me, I'm going to go ahead and say that Kobe, the closest thing to Michael Jordan, and we know this, move for move, closest thing to Michael Jordan is my number 2.
Cool. Appreciate that again.
Okay.
Appreciate that. D.
It's more or less my one. It's more or less my 1B versus
where you
my
going.
2.
I can type this in here quick. John Stark.
How'd you know? I'm about to play the clip right now. I'm about to share the screen and play the clip right now. John Starks would have been my number 2 if he didn't go 2 for 18 against the Rockets.
That's it.
But since he went 2 for 18, my number 2, my 1B right now is definitely LeBron.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Respect that. Let's respect that. My number 2, who's sitting in my passenger seat. Looking at Jordan driving a car. Who's looking at him, giving him direction of where to go. I told I was named after him, so I'm gonna go with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's my number 2.
Yes, sir.
Why you could never play like him though?
We're going there with it. We're going there.
No, we can go there, but when we had a hook shot contest,
you did used to throw some hook shots.
Yeah, who is it?
I forgot about that. You're right about that.
That's why I had to come in real quick with the hook shots. Yeah.
Now I see the connection.
You see the connection. So, and that's another reason why I gotta say that is because I think if you can make a dominant, is there real quick because this will be next. Is there a more dominant move than that?
Nope, couldn't be stopped.
It's hard to block.
Couldn't be stopped.
Couldn't be stopped. That
I've never seen Kareem do that.
I saw a couple of YouTube clips that says otherwise.
Yeah, that we said earlier. Yeah, crazy.
Hey, Marlon, I never seen Kareem do that little layup.
Spin joint. That spin joint. Nah. Yo, Mike got it after a while. Mike figured it out later on.
You know me. I'm gonna figure it out.
You
ain't gonna beat me on that crazy move.
Yo. So I'm back to the top for my number 2. I mean, my number 1, ain't no point of really putting it on the screen again. Who's driving my car? Is MJ. We talked about it earlier. He's driving my car. I don't see anybody better. Don't see nobody doing it like he did it. His killer instinct, his leadership, going 6 for 6 in the finals, and telling people we not coming to a game 7. Ain't happening in game 7. Like, I don't care what nobody's saying about who they play in the finals. MJ was saying, I'm going to beat you on your court. I'm going to beat you on your court if I got to. All right. So again, that's my top 5 outside of MJ. Here they go right here. I didn't put up MJ, but I got LBJ number 5. I rolled him out of the trunk. Put him in the car. I rolled him out of the trunk. You got 4 Magic. You got 3 Kobe, 2 Kareem, and 1 you got Jordan. Who you got, D, for your number 1?
Glad I'm last.
He's the driver of the car.
Okay.
But he's only driving in the states that he got to pump the gas.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just put that out there. He gonna have to pump the gas. So the number 1 is reluctantly Jordan, but he's pumping the gas. He only in the driver's seat when he has to pump the gas.
Okay, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you for the way with that clause. All right. JJ, how about you? I think we know what you're going with already, but you can kind of sum up your list for us.
So I'll say this much: like, yes, we all know it's MJ. It's the original 23. But I'll take this for the panel and for everybody watching and chiming in. For us, for our age, right? We take it back to like middle school, high school era of Jordan. There's no other player before for me or after has made me feel like MJ did. Like MJ was must-see TV. Like when I was in high school watching him play, I remember like I was at that age where I could kind of stay home by myself, didn't have to go with my parents. If the Bulls were playing, I was not missing that game. I have not really felt that way about another player ever. So just the stats and everything, the feeling of how great of a player MJ is bar none the best. And so for me, we talk about cars and stuff. He's really in the car by himself. Kobe's in a car behind him, but he's not in the car with him. So to me, that feeling that I get of watching Jordan play from back in the day, like just nothing tops that for me. Nothing tops that for me. That
You
was
didn't watch the Showtime Lakers?
That was kind of a little bit after us, though.
Yeah,
I mean, we was there.
It was before us.
Before us.
But
before us, it was kind of before us. We was there, but we was kind of like,
to be fair, like I was just starting to kind of get into basketball at that time, like in the 80s or whatever. So I wasn't like I gotta see the Showtime Lakers. I saw it on TV, and then us living on the East Coast, you ain't see but so much anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's my answer. I go a little bit deeper and just talk about the feeling of seeing the great Michael Jordan play. Like I never experienced anything like that before or after.
That's what's up. So Deacon Payne chimed in as well, giving us his whole entire list. Deacon Mike, number 1, LeBron, number 2, Magic, 3, Kareem, 4, and 5. Got Bron number 2, Deke. I ain't mad at you.
Yep. He left Kobe out.
So you left Kobe out. You left Kobe out, and you're a Laker fan, Deke.
Wow.
You're a Laker fan.
That's you.
We got 2 Lakers up there. But Kobe's left out. Is Kobe the greatest Laker of all time?
No. Magic or Kareem?
Magic.
Going with Kobe.
I'm going with Magic.
Going with Kobe.
Nah.
I'm going with Kobe, y'all.
Magic.
Going with Magic.
Going with Kobe. I'm sorry.
I have to go with Kobe too.
Gotta go with Kobe. Who you going with, Mike? You biting your lip down. Who you going with?
As far as the next Laker?
Yeah.
No contest.
I ain't mad at you.
I guess it's Kobe, man.
I gotta go with Kobe.
It's hard, man.
Wow.
Between Kobe and Magic, it's hard, man.
I think Magic is more like is like a great spokesperson for the Lakers, right? Like he's kind of like a face of the Lakers organization. But you talking about like the actual player, in my opinion, I'm gonna have to go with Kobe as the best Laker.
Magic, and had Magic played a little bit longer, he probably would show him even more.
Maybe.
Nah, Magic's on the downslide.
Because remember when Jordan played him in what 91?
Jordan was on the rise. Magic was like on the downslide. He wasn't getting no better.
And when Jordan played in like 91, it was
because
kind of
he was
like,
older.
Now, don't get me wrong though. Another final stat. I think Magic went to 9 finals, and he only played 12 years. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
He was used to being in the finals.
For real, he was used to it. 9 finals in 12 years. It's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Another quick stat too, just to talk about finals. And I sent this to you guys a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know this, as much of a Jordan fan. I didn't know that he averaged double-digit assists in the first year of the finals.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
As much as people talk about LeBron and Jordan, and LeBron does this, Jordan averaged a double-double.
What it was like? It was like 11.
It was like 11. I was like, wow, totally did not know that. So
good.
And how many finals?
It was 6.
6 for 6. If he goes, he wins. If he goes, he wins.
He averaged double assists in
the first one.
In the first one.
In the first one. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's make that clear.
Yeah, but that's the one where everybody was talking about.
Then he realized, why am I passing?
Come on, man. Your saltiness is showing.
Hey, Stacey King needs the ball too, man.
Yeah, he did.
King.
He's a commentator now, yo.
Yeah, clearly.
You know about Stacey King and Scott Williams.
Yo, but it's all right, you know what I mean? Like if you ask most of the Knicks, why didn't y'all win? It's because of Jordan, Pippen. It's because it's all right, man. You just grew up in that era, man. That's all.
Chose the wrong team.
Wrong team in the wrong era, man. I mean, at least if you would have chose the Rockets, they would have won 2.
When he wasn't there.
So who you going with, Nova? Number 1. I think I got it, but explain why.
You already know
who it is.
Webb?
Who? What he say?
I thought he said Spud Webb.
Come on.
I thought he said Spud Webb.
Come on. Number 1, MJ.
MJ, no contest about this. Not even a debate. It's not a
debate. I agree. John, where you at, John, with your number 1?
Come on.
Everything gotta be dramatic.
Now look at the stats. I'm just doing stats, y'all. I'm just doing stats.
I mean, this is really tough for me, man. As you know, so LeBron James wasn't in my top 5, right? Larry Bird wasn't even in my top 5.
That's crazy. That's crazy for you.
So you, that's crazy.
And Paul Pierce wasn't in there either.
Come on, man. I got to go with Michael Jordan as number one, man.
Good. Cool.
30 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, 5.3 assists, 5-time MVP, 11-time All-NBA, 6-time champ, 10-time scoring leader, and 6-time Finals MVP. That's what it is.
That's good. I like it. I like it for everybody on here, even Deacon Payne. Let's see what the comments were saying. Sai said that Magic is the greatest Laker of all time. I can't be mad at that. Eddie Williams said that, he said Kobe because Kobe dropped 81. 81 goes overlooked, yo. That was bananas. And if you've seen that game against
Toronto, he's number one?
No, I'm saying he's the best Laker. He's the best Laker because he can't say
you gotta do more. It gotta be more than a game. One game.
Clearly, one game.
Oh, you remember that one game?
One game.
He dropped 60 on his last game.
More than one game, man.
But don't forget, didn't Devin Booker drop 70 in the loss?
Clearly, and
in a loss.
It was celebrating like Will.
Yeah. And but Deacon Payne did say missed the playoffs a few times, but he did not have a great time like Kobe.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Bill Russell and Eddie says Bill Russell. I guess who that's your favorite player of all time, Ed?
Number one or
number one? Number one, number two. All right, cool. Well, once again, man, we appreciate y'all for doing this.
Yes, sir.
More questions to come and more conversation to come. I always invite you guys in to see if you guys want to talk back with us, whether it be social injustices, whether it be fatherhood, whether it be brotherhood, whatever it may be, whatever it may be. But we're going to do this once a month. We're going to do this once a month. I'm shooting you guys out the invite. You guys are always welcome to come on here and talk. If you got something to say, if not, you say, nah, I just want to be a listener, a viewer. You could do that as well. But this is the locker room, where we we laugh, where we have a good time, where we talk about different topics, whatever the case is. Thank y'all for chiming in. John gonna do that every episode. He gonna look at his webcam like that.
That's all scary.
That's just scary.
Do you see me?
Do you see me? That's crazy. So, but again, thank you for everybody who tuned in, who was looking at it. Thanks. On the side did say, don't forget Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
I think, what I mean? So, and I think not for another fact, I think Jordan got Defensive Player of the Year and MVP the same year. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's
I think
crazy.
was a scoring title too. It was a scoring title.
I think scoring title too.
It was scoring title and Defensive Player of the Year. Something
one to two. But either way, that's still crazy, yo.
Like I said, you gotta play both sides of the ball. You want to be the greatest, you gotta be the greatest on both sides.
Yeah. And LeBron James, he got D. He's got the help D.
Help D.
Help
good
D.
help D.
Yeah.
Come from behind you and swat you.
That's why he said about AI. That's why he said about AI.
Nice block.
Yeah, help D. He play those gaps.
He'll play like at certain points of the game. Like he'll try to defend, but he won't. Like Gerald said, he won't play 48 minutes.
Nah, he won't.
Nope.
But it's been real, fellas. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll let y'all know ahead of time, 2 or 3 weeks before, what we're going to talk about, what's going to be the topic. Again, you guys
Coming to
always,
America, right?
Yeah, coming to America.
Nah, never saw it.
What y'all want to talk about? Greatest sitcom of all time, 24 or Breaking Bad?
Never saw Breaking Bad.
Oh, can't talk about
Yeah, I never seen Breaking Bad.
No, we can't talk about
All right, well, go ahead.
Well, you got a month to do it.
Yeah, binge watch.
Binge watch.
Binge watch Breaking Bad. Yeah.
There you go.
Binge watch 24. You did that, then you did
I clearly did that.
Clearly you did.
I could do it. Your boy held it down. I did it.
Yo, that's crazy. 9 seasons, 24 episodes.
Yo, clearly I was getting it in.
I ain't finished that.
Oh, you ain't finishing no?
I can't finish that. I ain't finished that.
That's a lot.
Never went back.
But no was right. It do get redundant. Another bomb, another terrorist.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
We finally got you, Jack.
You're
just gonna keep you tied up for a little bit.
And you never get them. Never get them. So. Never. But I appreciate y'all, man. I'll let y'all know. Thank y'all for coming on. All right. So we out of the locker room, episode 1. Y'all enjoy your nights, and we'll catch y'all next go around in the locker room.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace out, y'all.
I know.
All right.